brought the food home to my son, the leftovers, and now he was just like stuffing it in his face. It was so funny. he was like picking it up with his fingers. It was just really funny. Anyways, so now I want to go to the gym. I think I'm just gonna like do yoga in the room. So I'll probably, I don't know if I'm gonna post that separately. So I just channeled like a Christmas poem. That was funny. So when I'm channeling like that, it's crazy because it's like, it's almost like you have to interpret it. So that's why it's like sometimes you... Okay, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going home. I'm not feeling too great. I just want to rest. Okay, I was trying to explain how the channeling comes across. How sometimes like you can't even like interpret it. It's like hard to interpret because you're hearing like it's weird. It's like it's another dimension. So it's like it's not even a sound. It's like you're hearing it in your mind. Like it's not clear. It's not like a voice where it's like talking. It's like, it's just like in your thoughts. And so you can't hear it. It's not, you know, it's not like a vocal thing. It's a thought. And so sometimes it's just like, you know how you can get like a memory? It's like a vision or it's hard to explain it. And then it's kind of like when I was doing the poem, it was like a whole bunch of like, it was like words like being thrown towards me, like that are kind of like don't really make sense. And so I have to interpret it, like what, like say those words, or, and sometimes it's like wanting you to like interpret it, like not speak it right away and just kind of listen to it and then try to interpret it. So I've noticed like sometimes it will give me like, it's just really strange. Like it will give me rhyming words. Like if I'm just talking about something and I know what I'm talking about, then it will give me a word that's like, that will create a memory of another word. So it's like a jumbled up thing. So it's not straightforward. It's like this like, and I'm getting right now, it could be like many spirits just throwing out stuff towards me. Yeah, like they can't speak. It's like you're reading their mind or something, or like, I don't even know. It's just strange. It's not a voice. It's like just like a thought. And so sometimes I would hear words and it didn't make any sense, so I wouldn't say it. And I don't even know if that poem, I kind of got it's like you have to get the idea of it. So it's not like a perfect poem or anything. It's just those are the things that I was hearing. And I was even leaving some stuff out and trying to like make it sound right, kind of, but using what they were telling me. So it's just like, it's kind of strange. And it's weird, like, how I breathe, like, really heavy. I'm trying to get used to, I'm trying to, like, understand how this works and do it the right way. And, like, try to feel this whole thing out, because it's, like, new and interesting, and it's like weird. I still cannot grasp that this is really happening. That like there's this whole other world, spiritual world that I didn't even know about, that's been, and I was hearing like it's been with me my whole life. Like, not to be scared, that because I was getting like a little bit uncomfortable with it because it's so strange. But I'm trying to embrace it and not be afraid, because they're telling me, don't be afraid. We've been with you your whole life. Like, everybody like doesn't need to be afraid, because we've always been there. They've always been there guiding us. So it's like we're just being introduced, but they've always been there. It's like God's always been there, but I didn't know that. It's like I'm coming to the realization that these things are real. Like that thing that flew over my head, that like literally you could see it had wings. It looked like a butterfly, like a bug. And then it's like a white blur. And then when you pause the video and zoom in on it, it looks like a perfect silhouette of a fairy. Like a fairy godmother or an angel. And it's like, it's tripping me out. Like, I still cannot like grasp what is happening here. And then the fact that like I'm in this alone, like people aren't like freaking out, or like they think, I don't know what is going on. Like, I don't understand. It's like I'm in this alternate universe and everybody's like ignoring what's happening. Like they don't believe it, or like this is normal. Or like I don't understand what's happening with other people. Like, or it's just like YouTube is not sharing my content. Like they're not, it's not being spread in the algorithm for some reason. And before it was. So it's like, I'm so confused of like, this whole thing is crazy. And then it's also messing with my my energy, and I'm getting that like the spirit, I had to look up the spiritual ascension symptoms. I was called to do that. And like you can get a flu and nausea and all these things from those are spiritual ascension symptoms. And I asked if that's what I'm going through, and it said yes. And then I've also been very drawn to certain things lately. I've been drawn to the Twitch, Stephen Boss Twitch, that whole thing. And I even tried to channel that message of like how he died. I want to do that again right now. I want to call upon Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Raphael. I'm hearing like Enrique. I don't really know like what the other archangels' names are, but something with an E. Iglesias. I'm getting like Enrique Iglesias. I don't know what the name is. So sometimes they'll give me like names that are similar, or where I could like figure it out. I'm not sure. Okay, please, I'm receiving messages about the death of Stephen Boss, DJ Twitch. I'd like to receive messages about the mysterious death of Stephen Boss, DJ Twitch. I'm receiving messages about Stephen Boss, DJ Twitch. I'm receiving messages about DJ Twitch, Stephen Boss. Stephen Boss, please come through and give us more insight about your death. Was this a suicide? Was this a spiritual suicide? Was this spiritual murder? Was this a real murder? Were you suffering depression? There's a sign over there that's like flashing. It's like twitching. DJ Twitch, please come through. Stephen Boss, please come through. What happened that night? What happened? Why did you go to the hotel? I'm hearing kids and dog. Like they were too noisy or something. Like he needed to do some business. I'm getting like his wife being frantic. I keep seeing like tugging or something, like not wanting him to go. Was it a suicide? I'm hearing no. Was it a suicide? They forced me to do it. They forced me to do it, Ellen. The generous. I heard money captor. This isn't the last chapter. Twitch. I keep seeing his face and his hat, the brimmed hat, and he pointing at his beard. His persona. His image, his persona will live on. It's not the last chapter. Hearing Allison. Fabulous. His kids. I'm hearing meticulous. The life, their life. Perfect life. It's unfair how perfect their life was when others are suffering. They always wanted him to be happy. But how can he be happy when other people are suffering? People didn't want him to be happy. He couldn't be happy. No matter how hard he tried. He felt hopeless. Like he couldn't help. No matter what he said or did, it didn't help. He wasn't helping the problems. He wasn't. By making his life perfect, it wasn't helping. It's like a hopeless place. Like he was in some weird in this weird place of perfection. Like it was too good to be true. Like a dream. Like he was living in a dream when other people lived in a nightmare. And he couldn't live with himself living in a dream while others were living in a nightmare. It wasn't fair. And the people around him just expected everything to be happy and perfect. And it was. But when he wanted to mourn the loss of others, they didn't want him to. They didn't want him to be sad ever. He needed to be sad. He needed to feel their pain. He needed to talk about pain. He couldn't hide his pain anymore. That we can't just be happy all the time. We need to show all of our emotions. People are in denial because if they don't feel the pain, they don't care about others' pain and suffering. And they just want to ignore it like it doesn't exist because it's not happening to them. It's very disturbing. We need to experience the joys and the pains in the holidays. We don't have to have like when you have a perfect life, you don't need to ignore other people's pain. He needed to feel the pain. He needed to suffer. Because if they didn't care about those other black guys, maybe they'll care about him. Maybe they'll listen now that he's gone to what he said. He couldn't live his life surrounded by people that had to be happy all the time and ignore suffering. Like he's surrounded by a bunch of clowns laughing and smiling and wanting to dance. That he created that life and he didn't want to be in it anymore. It's the people that he was surrounding himself by wouldn't allow him to feel pain and empathy of others. They wouldn't let him feel sad. It's like you're feeling sad for somebody and then they're like, oh, don't be sad, be happy. That's not you. And it's like, I can still be sad. I've heard of comedians going through that where people think that they should just be making jokes all the time. Like if they're not making a joke, then people are like, what's wrong with you? You're not very funny. Like acting like they should be funny all the time. And always be making jokes and always be laughing and always like they don't have human emotions. I'm just picturing like a circus, like everybody's laughing and joking and having fun. Like it's never ending. It's like this carnival, this loud carnival of laughter and joy and fun. And all you want to do is escape. You just want to run for the door and get out. Like you literally can't take it anymore. You want to get out of this fun house, this laughter, this fun house, this joyful place that you created. You created it. So how are you supposed to get out? When everywhere you go, everybody's giving you joy and laughter. And they won't let you be sad. You can't escape anywhere. So he had to escape to the hotel room to be sad. And he thought, this isn't fair. What have I done? What have I done with my life? I surrounded myself with only joy and laughter, and now I can't stand it. because they won't let me be real.